With me now, I've got the coach of the Perth Soccer Club, Graham Normanton. Graham, tight one today.
Tight? Bloody hell, say that again. Hell, we scored in the last kick of the game, 90 minutes to go into extra time. We scored the last kick of the game to win it, so the last kick of extra time to win it, so yeah. And going down to 9 men and being down at 9 men, 2 men down and getting an equaliser was, something that you can sometimes only dream about. But the guys showed that they've got character, and that's the most pleasing part was the character shown. So, it proves that we're not a team that lies down, which is good.
You were short a number of regulars today, or so-called regulars, and your depth is being tested severely, I would say. It
is now. We had 11 of my first team squad were available today, either through injury or absentees, and 2 sent off today makes it even harder for next week. So, yeah, it's been tested, and we came up trumps today, but it's not going to last all season. It's something we're looking at and something we're actively trying to fix.
But at least next week you've got a nice easy game.
Yeah, right, thanks. Sterling at home on Sunday, yeah, that'll be easy. Look, there's no easy games in this league game, and I mean, we played Armadale last week, haven't won a game. It was a tough encounter. It was one of those games that really for a long time Armadale were in it, and it was only in the 88th minute or something we scored the second goal to get them out of it. And really, there isn't any easy games in this league, and people need to understand that when they're playing in these games, because if you take a game easy, it'll bite you on the bum, as I say.
Have you been, how will I say it, disappointed with the start of the season? Because, you're, especially the performance against Swans.
Well, yeah, I've been disappointed in certain aspects of our game, not all of it. I felt that when we had the ball, we were good. When we didn't have the ball, we were quite poor. And we've worked on that over the last 4 weeks, and it's coming to fruition more and more. Against Armadale last week, our defensive work was brilliant. And that's the sort of stuff that we need to do, and we need to limit opposition to a few chances. Otherwise, it will kill us. If we've got to win 3 or 4, if we've got to score 3 or 4 goals a game to win a game, we're not going to win many. So we have to limit the opposition's opportunities, and we know that we've got players who can score. So it's a question really of getting the balance right and getting the whole thing working, 100%. And it's a work in progress at the moment.
I suppose the 2 goals today came from sources would you have expected them to come from there?
Absolutely, we expect Jukic to score goals. That's what he's here for. We want him to score. We play him in that position to get into those areas, and that was a great finish today. I mean, if you'd have seen that on the TV in the UK or even here, you'd be sort of putting it down as goal of the season. Brendan's goal, a young lad coming through the ranks. Great goal from 20 metres out. He smacked it in the top corner to save the game for us. So 2 great goals for any game really, and if we've got to score that quality of goal to win a game, then so be it. It was great. I mean, those lads deserve the rewards. They got it today.
Do you still see yourselves as the team to beat in the league?
Oh, you're asking the wrong bloke for that. I think you've got to ask everybody else that.
I do, and they all say the same thing.
Oh, well I'm not going to agree with them. No, I just take 1 week at a time. I look at the opposition, look at who we play and who I've got to play, and what sort of team I can put out and what I'm playing against, and work at it from there. I don't go through a season and think, right, we're the team to beat, so everybody's going to do this. I just think, well, we're playing Sterling next week. We've got to come up with a game plan that'll suit us against them, and look at their strengths, look at their weaknesses, and look at how we can win the game. So, no, I don't put tabs on ourselves. I just think that we go about each week as it comes up, and try and play each game on its merits.
Have you heard the news that Willie McNally will be leaving Joondalup?
I haven't, no, it's news to me. I'm good friends with Willie. I'm surprised he hasn't rang me, the bastard. But if is he leaving for what reason?
He's taken up from what I've been told today, he's taken up a coaching role at Glory. Would take it the goalkeeping.
Oh, well, that's fair enough, isn't it? I mean, he's gone to the next level, and if they've offered him a position that's financially viable to him to take on a full-time role, that's great. I mean, look, Willie's a passionate footballer and a passionate coach and a passionate person about the game, and if anybody deserves it, Willie does.
So, what do you think? How can you see yourselves finishing up this season? That's what I'm going to ask you.
You just put me on the spot again. Look,
treble.
I'm a competitive bloke, and I want to win every game I play in. So, and if I don't win it, I analyse why. But at the end of the day, like I said before, we take 1 week as it comes, each week at a time, and we're just going to look at where we are in halfway through the season, assess where we go. Yeah, I've got goals, but I'm not going to divulge those goals to the public. And you know, I've got to reassess and assess what we're doing and whether those goals are achievable as the season goes on. So you know, it's all, like I say, we've got plans afoot that will strengthen the squad, and hopefully that'll work for us. And if it does, then you know, hopefully we can go on with it.
The young Bolivian guy that's been training with you. Can you give us his name and what you think of him?
Yeah, call him Roberto. God knows what his other name is. I couldn't pronounce it even if he told me. But he looks good. He's played in the Bolivian Premier League, and he's come along out of the blue, to be honest. We just brought him down here for a trial, and he's trained twice and looks the goods. So he's a young lad. He's only 22, I think. So, and he's looking like he's going to do well. So that could be a jewel for us if he does sign, and if we can get his clearance in time, he could be available next week, because let's face it, we're going to need him. The squad's down to 11 now. If we get rid of 2 out of today, that's 9. If I get 1 or 2 back from injury, then I'm back to 11 again. But so he could be a jewel for us next week if he's available to play and cleared. So yeah, he's looking the goods. And
Walter was also talking that he said you'd give us the name of the person, the overseas player that's going to be joining.
Overseas player? Is it an overseas player?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Walter. He said he would leave it up to you to give us the name.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll give you the name. Stephen Campbell. He's played for Airdrie in the Scottish First Division, I think. Just finished in the playoffs. He arrives on Wednesday next week. And whether he's cleared or not, by next Saturday, who knows? I don't know. But if he is, obviously he's available.
Actually, Walter didn't say you'd give us the name, but thanks anyway.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. You know me, and I'm.
I know.
I'm up front.
That's why I asked it.
I don't care. But it doesn't really worry me whether you know who it is or what he is or anything, because he's coming over to us, and he arrives on Wednesday, and you know he's a quality player. So hopefully he'll improve the quality of not only our team but the quality of the league. And
where did he play before? Sorry, I missed that because I was so excited getting the name.
He was at Rangers.
No, he wasn't.
He was. He was at Rangers for 4 years, and he was at Airdrie for the last season. He signed in January, and he's played something like 19 out of the last 23 games for them.
And is he coming over to emigrate to Australia, or just for the season?
I'm not sure on that score at the moment. It's got to be discussed with him, and he probably did what I did in 25 years ago and come over for a year. And I'm still here. I'm still here.
I was talking earlier on this morning on somewhere else about Sorrento and them having 4 players suspended for today's game. I was about to say your record was quite good this season as regards suspensions. Do you think with 4 players out of Sorrento's side, like in 5 weeks, is that part of the reason they're on top of the table, because of the competitive side of them?
Oh, look, Sorrento have signed 7 or 8 players this season, and the players that got back were basically the players who were at Sorrento when they won the league. So, you know, you would expect them to be back up near the top anyway. So, yeah, I mean, the physical presence is always something that you're always worried about with Sorrento. You know, you always pretty much know what to expect from them, and how you deal with that is basically up to you as a coach to put something in place to deal with it. But yeah, they're always very competitive, those boys. And I suppose it's, from want of a better phrase, it's the pommy attitude, isn't it? So, you know, and that's what they thrive on. So we'll take it from there and see. I don't know, we've got Sorrento in about 3 weeks, I think, so we'll see what happens when we get to them.
Will it be a home game or an away game first?
No, it's here first. We play Stirling on Sunday, Inglewood the following week away, and then we've got Sorrento at home. So yeah, we've got a pretty tough run now, because I think Florida's soon after that as well. So you know, we've got a tough run, and it's something we've got to back up to.
What do you think of, again, I'm going to ask you about another team, what do you think of Floriat this season? Suffering a little bit of a hangover, do you reckon? I
think that's obvious, isn't it? You know, to be honest, you know, they're still a decent side. They're still a side that can bite you on the backside, doesn't matter where they are. And, you know, they've lost. Look, a guy who scores 24 or 5 goals, or whatever he scored for them last season, he's going to be sorely missed, and he's obviously they're missing him. I mean, they played him up front on his own last season, and he scored 24, 25 goals. David Foster's not going to do that for you. So, you know, they've got to find another avenue to goal. And that's the big test for Michael. He's got to find a way to score the goals to win him the games now. Because last season he really didn't have to find an avenue, he already had it. So this year is a big test for him, and you know, to be fair, yeah, when you've won the league, sometimes it is a hangover, and if all the players are suffering from it, well, that's good for the rest of the league, isn't it?
Well, that's it for the show for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.